What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. Today, this is more of a continued struggle for me as opposed to a perspective from a resolved state that I try to get to before I come here. Maybe I'm talking about it to vent out a personal problem, or maybe I hope it hits home with someone else that is ahead of me in this understanding and can help guide me. Or maybe I will find some next step in just talking about it out loud. One thing that I've always struggled with, and do so till this day, is sharing without expectation. And I don't mean giving without expectation. That one I've grown more accustomed to. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. But by sharing, I mean sharing something I value with someone. There's always a part of me that hopes that they appreciate it and give it as much value as I do. And again, this could be simple stuff. The first time I recognized this about myself, it was when I was a kid and I shared music that I like with someone. If it wasn't reciprocated with the same enthusiasm that I had about it, I would feel this huge level of disappointment and almost a disconnect from that person. It makes me want to not share that with them again. And as I've gotten older, it's less about music, but it's more about other things that I value, like videos or podcasts or books full of wisdom. And like with music, I've felt the snub of underappreciation from the people I share it with. And many times when I watch something, I have this strong urge inside for the people I love and care about, this strong desire and wish inside that they too would see and hear these things that I am watching and appreciate them the same way that I do, the same way that I see them, the same way that I am. A real passionate pull inside me that really hurts from the fact that they are almost deprived from this goal that I have discovered. And I want nothing more than to share it with them. And I do a lot of times. But so many times I stop myself because I don't think the appreciation will be reciprocated as my last experience has taught me about them. And every now and then I still come across such great piece of content or great piece of valuable wisdom that no amount of hurt in the past of what they've taught me about their underappreciation can hold me back from sharing it with them because the content is so great. And again, like many times, that snub is reaffirmed. And I start to realize the problem, a lot of it is with me. Because in my appreciation of something, in my sharing of it then, there is some expectation I put on the person. It's almost like I want them to have the same wow moment that I had. And maybe that's not where they are in their life, and maybe that's not the epiphany they need to have. But I want them to be in just as much awe. Maybe even shed a tear like I did when I first was moved by that thing. And when that expectation is not met, like it is with expectations, I am let down. So I guess I'm trying to share or talk out loud this very flawed human tendency of mine to share, but then seek something from the sharing. Seek some satisfaction or appreciation back from it. Seek the validation from the other person in the acknowledgement of its value. And in asking myself, I don't think it diminishes the value of the thing itself for me, but like the music, it distances me from the person I shared it with. Or at least that's how I feel. It almost becomes a telling sign of a mismatch in vibration between me and that person. A distance in understanding that it points out to me. And sometimes that makes me feel alone. And maybe as talking it out loud, this has to be something that has to do with being alone or finding company in that emotional state. And that's something for me to ponder on. It's possible, like the music, which is usually emotionally charged in its lyrics or timbre, that I'm looking for an emotional connection through in sharing it, hoping that they appreciate those same words, those same lyrics, that same vocal. And when that appreciation is not met, for me, neither is the togetherness, the eye to eye, the sharing of an experience with the other person that I was hoping for. And so all I'm left with is felt distance. Now that I've come to this understanding while talking this out loud, that my seeking and sharing comes down to my yearning to connect. And I do it through hoping that others value the same thing that I value. And to me, that is connection. And when is left unmet or underappreciated, I feel distanced or alone. And sometimes through a shocking realization that the person I intimately shared something with of value did not meet me in that level of appreciation that I hold for it, which then just makes me question the person in what else mismatch we have in our values. And I can go deeper and crazier down that thought process and feed my madness. So now, although I do now feel more in understanding of what I'm looking to fill with that seeking, the higher part of me recognizes that I can only fulfill this for myself and somehow unburden my sharing from the seeking from someone else, because I can only fulfill it for myself. So then I can't imagine that not sharing is the solution. And so the remedy lies in simmering my seeking and retuning it to understand that what it is that I'm seeking from the outside, I can only give to myself. I can only get it from myself. And at least then I can stop denying people what it is that I get to experience and learn. See, this problem for me is so relevant and comes up so often and is rooted in my insane levels and my ability to learn, this volume of learning, because it naturally comes up for me so often every time I sit and I watch and I read something difficult or something that I find to be profound or life-changing. I cannot help but wish the person that I love or some other person that I care for was also there to read or listen to what this new golden nugget that I just discovered. And oh, how life-changing I think it would be for them. And because you can only take the horse to the water, I have to be okay with just being an endless oasis and not being connected or attached to who it is that it nourishes. And this problem comes up for me so often because I consume and come across such a high volume of life-changing philosophies on a regular basis because of my constant search that I'm constantly dealing with this feeling, this yearning for this person that I love to also come to this understanding if they just listen. If somehow I could just reach another person who might just listen. And maybe that's partially why I come on here and why I hope to be some smorgasbord curator of all the things that I learn and hope to attract enough people to me that won't directly listen to the things that I listen to or read all the things that I'm willing to. So at least for me, the sharing can't stop. And the seeking can't be a reason to stop it. As much as I want for you, for all who I love, I cannot jump inside you to make you heed. I can only put it out in the air, and what you breathe is on you. Love you, family. See you in the next show.